Hey gang, it's been a little while since I posted a video. Been keeping busy with the TK and staying busy up here on the Gouai in the winter. It's sunny out today, and we're getting into springtime, and I figured it's time I did a little bit of a redneck review on two separate mini action cams. I have the DJI Action 5 Pro, known as the DJI from here on, and the GoPro Hero Black 13, known as the GoPro from here on. So I want to put it through a couple of little trials, each of them. The standard stuff, the coin spin, the water droplet test, and the of course the grinding of metal and flying of sparks. We'll probably also do some blowing up of stuff. See which one has the best resolution and is able to slow things down and still get you a good shot. So first thing I got to do is go over how to get to the screens to set up for the slow motion. The DJI is pretty simple. The DJI is pretty simple. GoPro is super simple, but it's complicated in the fact that you get a really short burst. You get a 15-second burst, so if you're filming something that you want to show in super slow-mo and it's a long ways away, like say propane tank or tannerite, you have to find a way to be able to hit the record and then get your shot off pretty quick. It also does have voice activation, so as long as you can yell real loud and clear, you're probably okay. DJI has the ability to actually take a longer video, and then afterwards, and I'll show you how it's done, you go through and you select the section that you want done at, I believe it's 960 frames per second. I'm not sure how that works, but we're going to find out. Okay, so one quick caveat. The GoPro is a camera system that I've had for quite a while now, and it's what I've used almost exclusively in making videos. The DJI is a new camera to me. I've never actually taken it out in the field, but I do want to go over a little bit of how to access the menus. So when you first turn on the GoPro with the power button on the side, we'll bring up your main screen and it'll show that you're on video. So this is on video now, set to record video. You can set it to photo or slow motion, and I apologize for the exposure here. But for super slow-mo, we want video, and then we'll press the menu bar at the bottom. It will bring up a series of different types of video that you can take, and we're going to take super slow 2. And that's all it takes. For the DJI, to record in slow motion, that's there's your main screen, and there's a bar on the bottom where you can select your resolution and your shutter speed, or your number of frames per second. Regular video, we would want to be at 4K and probably somewhere down around 25 or 30 frames per second. And you can even see it comes up with recommended frames per second. In order to be able to do the super slow motion, you want to be at 4K and 100 frames per second. What I can do is, I'm just going to press a simple recording. Just going to record it. I'm not even going to move the camera. Let's move the camera this way a little bit. Okay, now that I'm done the recording, I'll go into playback mode. So there's a little button here that shows your play button. So you go into playback mode, and you'll see that there's a snail on the right hand side. When you press the snail, it generates your slow motion video clip. As it's generating, when it gets about halfway through, it'll give you the opportunity to preview it, so you can see whether or not it's one that you want to keep or you want to cancel. So I can preview it now. I'm previewing it, and it's taking a short burst and it's turning it into a 17-second video. I'm going to cancel now because I really don't need to keep that. When doing that, is it a true 960 frames per second? I don't know, because in order to do that, it would have to shoot the entire thing at 960 frames per second and then allow you to select a certain section. I'm not quite sure on how the science works on that, whether or not it's just taking still images and it's creating images in between them using some sort of AI extrapolation. I don't know, but we're going to see how it works and if it's effective. So this here is my high-end recording studio. And you can see I've got my high-end studio lighting right up there. So there is the GoPro. It's set up on super slow 2. And what I'm going to do is just give it a spin and then ask the camera to record. Nope. Come on, Williams. GoPro, start. I think I'm going to have to do that again. Holy crap. Okay, so we now have the DJI set up to do the same thing, and again I've got it set at 100 frames per second and 4K video. It's cold in here, guys. You can see I've got safety gear, got my respirator, flying of the metal. I'm going to do it at lit conditions, and then I'm going to turn the lights out and see whether or not it makes a difference and what it looks like on both of them. Thoughts so far are, I'm better with the GoPro right now because as much as it claims to be shooting at 400 frames per second, it is a sharper image. It doesn't look like it's sort of extrapolating two images and blurring them together to come up with a third one in the middle, which seems to be what the DJI is doing. Unless I've got a setting wrong on it, and I don't believe I do. Okay, so this little Soviet-looking fella is the DJI mini mic transmitter, and I found it online for about I think it was about 25 bucks, $5 to ship because we're up on the Gouai. We're real windy up on the Gouai this morning, so it's probably a good morning to test this guy out. It's about 120 right now, but it's also pretty dark. So I should probably also try the super night setting, see whether or not I can actually see any better. So let's try that. So this video now is one simple setting change, and that's the super night setting for the DJI. To change to super night mode, all we do is we press our settings button down on the side for our different camera settings. One to the left, super night. So now I'm going to get this guy fired up and give it a try and see whether or not the audio changes for the better. Okay, so now standing back in the wind, got the little microphone attached, and I guess on this take I'm going to say, wow, the audio is amazing. Amazing difference. I don't really know that for a fact though, because I really won't see that until post. So I should probably do one where I say, wow, the audio is crap. Not much difference, not worth it. Now let's try our fashionable poofs. Well, the wind is up really good, and the black fashion poof is now attached. I'm not sure how much difference it makes, so again I'm going to say, wow, amazing difference. Let's try the gray poof. And now I have the virtually invisible gray poof attached. Not sure whether or not the sound's any better, but I'll take it for a little walk out in the wind. And I'll walk these streets. Woo. Well, the night vision's certainly working. You can't hear it, but it's about 110 up here, gusting right now. We'll see how the microphone does. Well, it's side quest time. I figured some people don't necessarily want to do explosions and flying sparks and that sort of thing. Some people want to film their dumbass dog running. Well, it's an overcast day on the Gwai, but I gotta go out and get gravel because my dumbass dogs keep shoveling it out of the spot that it's supposed to be in, and that's what I usually drive through to get to the beach. It's completely washed out today, so we'll just go around. And last test before we start blowing things up, it's going to be see what the waves look like on super slow-mo. Oh, man. Good Lord. Okay. Dry land. Time to try a little bit of a larger propane charge. Let's try a little bit of tannerite and a little explosives. Probably not the smartest idea, but here we go. So that is one of my son's protein powder containers packed with some tannerite and a lot of paper towel at the base of the television. Why not? Well, that's about it. As the sun comes up, it's time to clean up, get back to base, check these videos out, and then give a final prognosis. Okay, so what did we learn? Final thoughts. As far as ease of use in being able to capture video and then select it for your slow motion after the fact, definitely DJI. You simply press record, you record your video at regular speed. You have to have it on that specific setting, but then you go through afterwards and you can select the video that you want for slow motion. In terms of the quality of the slow motion, I think if you're using dynamic shots, fireworks, explosions, obviously, yes, I like explosions, guilty. If you're doing something that involves really fast moving subjects, GoPro is better. The DJI is, I don't know if it's extrapolating or if interpolating is the right word. I don't even know if I'm using the right phrase. But what it's doing is it's taking images and it's creating images in the middle of the moving subjects. You can see it in the blur on things like on the tannerite at the end. So it's generating that image. Now all of these images are being generated digitally, but it's creating two images out of one that didn't exist before. So I think the GoPro for more dynamic subjects, as far as capturing slow motion of sports or dogs, the DJI is fine. Price point, they're pretty much the same now, but I prefer the GoPro because I prefer the sharper image. So I hope you've enjoyed the review. Good luck with your purchase decision. Thanks for watching. Time to clean some guns.